Avtar Meher Baba ki jai. Mama ji, why don't we start with you reading the uh, three quotes from Hafiz?
I am seeing only
Oh,
uh,
sorry. Apologies.
Avtar Meher Baba ki jai. Three of Meher Baba's favorite couplets of Hafiz, the mystical Persian poet, befitting a fortunate slave, carry out every command of the master without any question of why and what. About what you hear from the master, never say it is wrong, because, my dear, the fault lies in your own incapacity to understand him. I am slave of the master who has released me from ignorance. Whatever my master does is of the highest benefit to all concerned. Hafiz, Avatar Meher
Avtar
Baba.
Meher Baba ki jai. Thank you so much. So we are in volume three. We are in Maharashtra. We were in a public event in Nagpur and Amravati. We finished page 256. Now, I think we are still in Nagpur. So, uh, anybody wants to start by reading for a few minutes? Yes,
Yes,
Namita ji. Uh,
thank you,
please start. Yeah,
Karthik
Jai
Bhaiya.
Baba. Jai
Yeah.
Baba.
I want to become your disciple. My heart says that too. Baba stayed in Nagpur with two or three disciples in Barrister Verma's bungalow on West High Court Road. The rest of the Mandli were housed and fed at Gopal Rao Kher's house in Dharampet. Baba began his work with the poor and finished it by 2:30 p.m. And as there was no program of contacting Mus, he agreed to spend the afternoon visiting the houses of his dear ones in Nagpur. He was first driven to Dr. Deshmukh's newly built house, Meher Bhavan, in Gokulpet. Dr. Deshmukh was teaching in Amravati and had rented a house there. But his family home was in Nagpur. There was a small cellar in this house which was designed to be used as a prayer room. Baba inaugurated it by cutting a ribbon that had been strung across its doors. He then descended the flight of stairs and sat a while in the cellar while the Deshmukh family performed Baba's Aarti. On this occasion, he looked exceptionally radiant and happy. In the evening at 5, all sped to the seminary hills and on the premise of the Parsi cremation ground, Arampa. Baba placed a wreath of lovely roses on the grave of Jal D. Kherawala, who had died on October 6, 1952. Those who accompanied Baba were also told to offer a rose on it. Over the years, Baba had visited many dargahs and samadhis of saints and spiritually advanced souls, but visiting the grave of one of his disciples was unprecedented. This shows how dearly Baba loved Jal Kherawala. Later, Baba remarked, Jal lived for me and died in me. Baba also dictated these words for a special circular that was issued after Jal's demise. His love for me was unbounded, his faith in me complete, his obedience to my orders implicit, and his surrenderance to me will my will absolute. Do you want to read the footnote? Life Circular number 7, issued on October 10th, 1952. The party continued its journey to Shekharwada, where Raj Raghushri Bhosle welcomed Baba. Here, Baba visited the Dargah of Tajuddin Baba, one of the five perfect masters, and paid his respects to him. The Mandali also offered their namaskars. After visiting a few more houses, including that of Advocate Sheher Lekar, whose persistent efforts and pleading to Baba at Amravati had finally resulted in Baba's agreeing to come to visit Nagpur. Baba returned to his residence. Baba had originally planned to visit Nagpur earlier, but as the program walas were unable to fulfill some of Baba's conditions, the visit had been cancelled. Sher Lekhar apologized to Baba when he was in Amravati and begged him to reconsider his decision. The next 2 days were crowded with public programs. On January 3rd, in Gita Mandir, more than 1,000 children between the ages of 5 and 10 had gathered by 9 in the morning. On Baba's arrival, they had a demonstration of physical exercises and accorded Baba an honor guard. Baba freely moved among the children and then took his seat. One little boy dressed like Narad Muni performed a kirtan. Narad, a mythological figure with a tuft of hair on his head and a lute in his hand, is regarded as a singer and a messenger of the Lord. He is believed to be able to carry the Lord's message to anyone residing in any of the three worlds. He is also the originator of Kirtan, a way of glorifying the avatar through songs that are interspersed with interesting stories and explanations on spiritual subjects. The little boy, in spite of a large crowd, did his job so well that for a while Baba sat on the ground and intently listened to what was being sung or said. He had become a child among the children, and when the kirtan was over, he, as the compassionate father, distributed prasad to all. As, as the consumed Narad received his share, he whispered in Baba's ear, I want to become your disciple. No doubt this gave Baba a hearty chuckle, and we can assume, therefore, that Baba granted this simple, guileless request. Positive way of remembering Baba. Give me a second, yeah? A, a positive way of remembering Baba. That same afternoon, after a simple lunch of rice and dal, Baba returned to the premise of Gita Mandir, where a large number of girls and women in bright saris were seen eagerly awaiting Baba's August arrival. Mrs. Kian and Irene Cohen Beer had specially come from the Nagpur Darshan, for the Nagpur Darshan from Delhi and Pune respectively. Mrs. Deshmukh read out Baba's message in which he explained the specific importance of the male and female forms that everyone had to take before realizing the sexless self. Citing Mira's example, he exhorted the woman not to lose sight of the goal of life. At the end of the reading, he blessed the whole crowd. In the late evening by 6:30, thousands of people from different parts of the city had assembled in Gita Mandir for Baba's darshan. The Nagpur Times published the details of this program on the front page. In the concluding paragraph, the reporter wrote, at night, the darshan was open to all, and over 10,000 people had gathered at the temple at the time of reporting. For some time, the temple, otherwise calm and quiet, became a place of pilgrimage, and people jostled each other to force their way nearer the saint. Owing, owing to requests from the people, Baba agreed to give darshan again at Gita Mandir the next morning. At the beginning of this open to all program on January 4th, Dr. Deshmukh recited the hymns in Marathi, which he had originally composed in English. Following his first meeting with Baba on December 8, 1932, at Kingsbridge Hotel in London. Given below are the opening and closing lines from his first poem, The Meeting. My eyes beheld that divine revelation of peace and holiness, love and insight, like a piece of camphor sending up a golden flame. My heart pours, it pours its devotion at his sacred feet. The poet concludes, and so my heart takes courage to pray, God, good or bad, take me up onto you, and like the moon's rays flowing from the blue sky, in peace imparting ripples, his love divine engulfs me. Life, Life Circular number 7, issued on October 10, 1952. About this particular program, Ramju, one of the Mandali, in his article in the Fairy Free Life, writes, a remarkable feature of this gathering was the sudden appearance of the local mass known as Kutawala.
I think it's Kuttawala, maybe. Yeah.
Oh, I'm English lady, so I call it
Yeah,
Kutawala.
it's all right. I just pointed
Kutawala,
it
keeper
out.
of
Yeah, just
yeah.
pointed it out, lest
Oh,
you might
yes,
forget.
thank
It's
you very
Kuttawala.
much. Thank you
Yeah.
very much. It's much
Yes.
appreciated. Keeper of the
Yes.
dogs. Kuttawala, keeper of the dogs. Just as the function was about to start, the must walked in quietly and deliberately sat just as the function was about to start, the muss walked in quietly and deliberately sat inside the roped off passage where people were shortly to receive prasad from Baba. Baba signaled to his men not to disturb him. After Baba had bowed down to the gathering, a special message was read on his behalf. The message also appeared to be listening. The must also appeared to be listening with rapt attention, and as soon as it was finished, he walked out as unobtrusively as he had entered. This incident could be regarded.
Yeah, one
Okay,
second. There's
okay.
again a reference. So, Awake Now, Volume
Awake
1,
now,
Number
volume.
2,
Yes,
page
19.
31, published in 1953. That's the message about the must. Yeah,
Yes.
this incident.
This incident could be regarded as one of the unique ways of Baba's working with the must. In May 1948, this particular must was brought to Ahmednagar for a week's stay with Baba. This was the last day of Baba's stay in Nagpur. After lunch, a Qawwali program was arranged at Verma's bungalow. Songs of love and longing, the lovers praising the challenges of the beloved, were being sung. After one of the songs, a devotee sitting close to Baba said, Baba, for many years I have been following you, thinking of you, but I still have thoughts of lust, greed, and anger. Sometimes these are overpowering. Baba gestured. Don't worry. Continue to remember me, as this is the positive way of putting an end to all thoughts and desires, good or bad. He then quoted a Hindi couplet meaning, where there is Rama, there is no Kama, lust, desire. Where there is Kama, there is no Rama. Baba continued, this is a fact. So long as you do not see me as I really am, thoughts and desires, good or bad, will remain. But don't feel disheartened. Don't stop remembering me. I will help you. The authority and ease with which Baba conveyed these words were enough to convince and console the uneasy heart of the questioner. Remembering Baba wholeheartedly results in cleansing the heart much more than mechanically repeating his name.
Jai
Again,
Baba,
Jai
uh,
Baba.
Karthik, I
Yeah.
think that that phrase where there is Rama, there is no Kama, and is worth at least maybe reading
Uh,
again or highlighting. And there is also this next line where there is Nam. He's given the Baba has given the importance of continuous Namaswaran. So I think
Correct.
just remembering Baba and like ba in breath in and ba breath out. I think we internalize it. Baba's name is what worth is one of the key takeaways in this reading. Is what I thought, and even this is a fact that as long as you don't see me as I really am, thoughts and desires, good or bad, will remain. But don't feel disheartened. Don't stop remembering me. I think that's a good practical takeaway.
Jai
Sure.
Baba, a question to all. Do you mostly recite Baba's name or remember him all the time? Would you like to share that?
Yeah, I Nomita ji has given me a very good thing that I should write Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai. So whenever I'm in the hospital, I write his name.
Thank you for sharing. How about you, Karthik? Do you
I've
breathe
also
with
started
everybody?
that process. I was just
Uh-huh.
looking at it. I think I've started it in June, and I think I have done it continuously. And it's a combination of what you said and what Sanjay ji said. So Sanjay ji writes it 7 times before starting work. So I've been doing the same. So, but I do it just after prayers. And yeah, that's one thing. But then I try to remember Baba as often as possible. I have him in places where I'm reminded constantly wherever through the course of my day. I make it a point to listen or read or introspect with Baba in mind somewhere along the day. Every time I'm on the move or walking or driving and so on. So yes, I use multiple ways of keeping Baba in top of mind.
Keeping Baba busy. How about you, Mamaji? How about you, Mamaji?
Mama ji, you're speaking on mute if you're speaking.
Sanjay ji?
I missed the question. I just left the call for a minute.
What is your way of remembering Baba? Do you remember him by reciting his name or you remember him through every breath? What is your Baba time?
Ah, actually, there is no fixed pattern. I mean, I do kind of everything uh, as the time permits or Baba motivates. The routine part is the 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. RTs that we do. And that's the time we are definitely doing Baba prayer. I do definitely in the morning, but if we get in time in office, from office by 7 p.m., then we do both times. But morning, yes, I do. Other times it's just spontaneous as the inspiration comes.
Jai Baba,
Yes,
thank you for sharing.
Yeah,
Did
Baba.
I miss
That's
anyone?
Yeah, I think Mama ji is
yes,
trying
yes.
to speak now. Yes, yeah.
Apart from remembering Baba abundance, that is not a specified timing or anything. One practice which I have lately started for a year or so now, when I go to puja room, I see each one of the deity we have there and say Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. It's my
Jai Baba. Anyone else left?
Ah,
Ashish.
Yeah, yeah,
you
it's
you're
me.
left, Nomita.
Yeah, Ashish?
Yeah, usually after get up in the morning and before sleeping, I pray for the Baba whatever I'm doing today or whatever I did today. That message. Then morning the aarti. Evening I miss many times. And recently I started to write it down whatever happened today, how I'm missing Baba, or like how I need awakening, which I'm not getting every time. So that kind of things I try to recently started, but I just wrote 1 or 2 times. I wanted to do it every day. So write something to Baba, whatever happened today. Yeah,
Oh, that's a
that's
very
all.
good idea. That's a
Yeah.
very good
Mhm.
idea.
He should
Thanks for
know what
sharing.
we are doing, otherwise he'll ignore us. I think that's a good
No,
idea.
no, writing is a very powerful way of,
Yes, yes,
just
absolutely.
getting our thoughts in one place. So, I have, so to be very honest, I have not used pen and paper so much in my life in the last 5 years as much as since June, because I hardly write, never use a notebook. So I'm
I
very
use
happy.
notes
And
actually. I use notes
uh-huh,
from the mobile, not the paper pen. I use the notes on the
exactly.
mobile app. That's where I
Okay,
write.
okay. Yeah, yeah, fair enough, fair enough. But I like the idea of going back to paper as well. So I've saved a book for that, and I would love to keep this going. My handwriting has also slowly improved.
Very nice.
So yeah, Jai
Okay, I'll
Baba.
share mine. So recently I met someone who lives in Australia, and he says that we all gather together from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. We read the Lord's name. They're not Baba lovers, they have another faith. So that got me thinking, they travel to each other's house every day, and for 2 hours they will recite Lord's name. So I thought, let me do it also. 5 a.m. I woke up, but I could do half an hour and then I couldn't sustain. But since then, what I've been doing is if I wake up around that Mahurat, I will loudly say Baba's name as much as my brain allows at that time. After that, I throughout the day I have like conversations with Baba. We are like in mentally we are talking, and then I dress up Baba, and then I pray to him, or the booklet, and so that's, and I stopped writing. I think I should start writing again. I told everyone I started with 111 times, and after that 11 times, and then I think it's been a month I haven't written. So it's always been a valuable exercise when I ask all of you, what is your prayer? It nudges me and it shows me the mirror of what I have kind of missed on, or how should I structure my prayer? And thank you very much for sharing. I think it'll give me a little roadmap here on. Thank you very much. I'll continue reading. Um, Karthik.
Just one thought.
Yeah, or we can rotate. But by the way, here's a big nudge. Please get back to writing. You nudged all of us. So
Yeah, yeah, I should,
yeah,
Yes,
I should, I should.
yeah.
Today
and
I'll take.
Ashok ji, you're
yeah,
saying something.
and Karthik, writing down Baba's name 7 times. The number 7 has got a great, lots of references, spiritual significance in Baba's, you know, as cosmology, or his literature. So I think 7 is a good number. So 7, 14, 21, 28, like that, multiples of 7 are, there's some significance, I think, in that. And it's really inspirational that we listen to everybody, and as we listen what everybody is doing, we get recharge. So thank you, everyone.
Yeah, it's up close and personal, right? You read about many accounts of people doing different things, but then it's people that we know and people that we are in regular touch with telling us what they're doing in their personal life. So thanks for popping that question and thanks for inspiring on the writing journey, Norm. So with that, maybe we can also rotate the reading. Ashok ji, are you in a position to read right now?
Yes, I I,
Okay,
I
then you
and
you can
my
take over for some time.
audio is
Thank you
clear.
so much,
Jai
Norm.
Baba. Thank you
Jai
very much.
Baba.
Jai Baba.
Yeah.
I hope my audio is.
Yes, it's all good. Maybe you can reread this line, please, from again.
Okay. Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. Again, remembrance should not merely be equipped with the repetition of his name. Entails it entails living a life of aspiration, a life of ever increasing yearning and longing in his love. Then his grace will light a spark within, which will dispel the darkness of unwanted thoughts and feelings. This is, I gather, what Baba means by the positive way. That's another takeaway. I mean, we have to do it with full of feeling and devotion. In the evening on January 4th, a good number of Baba's devotees gathered at the railway station. They thronged around Baba's carriage to have a last glimpse of their beloved master. Baba was profusely garlanded, but the fragrance of his presence surpassed all the fragrant flowers. Baba left Nagpur with the Mandli by 6 for Allahabad.
Okay. Andhra visit.
Yes, Meher Baba's first Andhra visit, 1953, Part 1, Kumbh Mela at Allahabad. After Baba's Nagpur visit, there was a short break in his program by giving darshan to the masses. But this interval was not a period of rest for Baba. In fact, he utilized these days for his intensive work with the mass, the spiritually advanced, and those interested in spirituality who had gathered at Allahabad. Baba left Nagpur with his mandli by a slow train traveling third class. After after a tiresome journey of 36 hours, the party reached Allahabad on the morning of January 6th. This was the time of the Kumbh Mela, the largest religious affair in India, held every 12 years at the sacred confluence of the Ganges and the Yamuna rivers, a mile or two away from the hallowed city of Allahabad. Thousands of sadhus, monks, and mendicants of different sects, following various systems to inwardly fathom the fathomless one, had gathered there. Tens of thousands of people, pilgrims from various parts of India, had journeyed to Allahabad with the intention of seeing the sadhus and participating in the auspicious bathing in the sacred rivers on specific days. Every 12 years, the Kumbh Mela is held at Allahabad, and Baba had also visited the Mela grounds in 1941 to contact the musts and sadhus who happened to be there. There is a footnote 92.
Yeah, so we read about the 1941 visit to the Kumbh in the Wayfarers. Yeah, this is from volume one. Also in the volume one of this book. Uh, no, this is Glimpses of the God Man, volume one, pages 72 to 76. There's reference to the 41 visit to Prayagraj, I mean, Allahabad.
Yes. Baba stayed in the city for 5 days, visiting incognito the different camps of the sadhus and saintly souls. The outer way of contacting the saffron robed, the clean shaven or the naked nangas was the same as was followed earlier at Hardwar. Baba quickly touched the feet of the person and rapidly moved ahead. In this city, there were also some musts, the vehicles of the spirit, the beloved children of the God man. He did not forget to bless them and with his blessed contact. Some of the Mandali, including Baidul and Eraj, were sent to visit the Mela grounds and get information about the saintly souls who were camped at different places known as akhadas. This helped Baba to finish his work more quickly.
If I
Pretense
may not, if I may interrupt briefly, so the Mela, the Kumbh Mela is a periodic exercise, and hence all the spiritual paths, the schools, the mutts, the religious orders are represented there, and they have their fixed places, and that's akhada. Akhada is a loose term, but basically it's like their camp. So every mutt you can think of, right from the modern ones to the older ones, are represented in these kumbh. And typically, the heads of those religious orders as well arrive and stay for portions of that period, portions of the kumbh. So and they are all in designated places. So that's what Baba is trying to find out: who's camped where.
Pretense dangerous to spiritual life. Later, Ramju Abdullah, one of the Mandali, compiled the information on Baba's external activities during the fiery free life. While narrating Baba's way of giving spiritual help to sadhus assembled at the confluence of the two rivers, he wrote, on January 9th, 10 of on January 9th, 10 of his men previously selected by Baba had to file past him the first thing in the morning, whereupon he touched his forehead to the feet of each 50 times. He then led the 10 to the riverside and in their presence touched his forehead to the feet of 100 holy men selected from different camps. The 10 were then told to go to different camps and each was instructed to touch his forehead to the feet of any sadhu he came across until he had thus brought down to 50 sadhus, equal to the number of times that Baba had paid obeisance to his 10 men. There is a, tradition that we don't touch each other's feet. The reason is Baba is touching his head is that he absorbs the sanskaras. This is what is the I learned from Dr. Gadekar that when you touch somebody's feet, you absorb their sanskaras. This is a general way in which in the Baba world people have told us.
Correct.
So there is a definite significance of Baba touching the feet of Mas and so many people, and they are all blessed. I mean, and Baba's taking away all their sanskaras or dissolving their sanskaras. Jai Baba. During those 5 days,
One
Baba once,
aspect, uh,
sorry,
this is one aspect agreed upon. But in this context, I feel what Baba might have done was these 10 mandlis, he had go down and then touch their feet 50 times, and they were asked to go to the Mela and then they put their forehead on the feet there. So was Baba transferring something through them? That is the way it may be working out here.
Yeah, it is surely some sort of transference because specifically Baba has instructed for the first 50 people, right?
Yes,
The feet of any sadhu that he came across until he had bowed down to 50. So obviously there is a time sensitive transference that's probably happening here. But this is unusual. When he does his touching the bowing down to either the poor or others, it's just them. So in this case, he's also doing something more.
that's what.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Please go ahead, Ashok.
yeah, good observation. Uh,
Yeah. Same thing also in Haridwar, which we read earlier.
Correct.
yes.
In Haridwar also was it mentioned that they were asked to fall at the feet of other sadhus? I'm not sure of that, but anyway, that's good.
Baba himself did it. I don't
Correct.
know about others.
Because, yeah, because here he has asked them also to do. Anyway, it's
Yeah, there is some spiritual significance, but we it is beyond our intellect, I would say. But there is definitely as you all have discussed, a spiritual significance to this. During those
yes.
5 days, Baba once remarked that in spite of Allahabad being such a big city, it contained only four persons who were actually on the path. Cross reference 93.
Yeah. Just 1 second.
Again, The Awakener, Volume 1, Number 2, page 33, 1953. Baba did not like his people to wear long robes. One of his men, Baba Das, in addition this, had long hair and a beard. Whenever he used to visit Baba places, especially the villages, he was regarded as a spiritually advanced person. I think somebody has to mute. Hello? I, can I read again? Where was I? Whenever he used to visit, whenever he used to visit Baba places, especially the villages, he was regarded as a spiritually advanced person and would place their heads at his feet, which was harmful to him spiritually. During a casual conversation at Allahabad, Baba had brought up the subject and instructed Baba Das to cut his hair and shave off his beard. He was also asked to wear trousers and a coat instead of a robe. Baba willingly agreed to obey. Baba Das willingly agreed to obey Baba's instruction, but this made him look like an entirely different person, a sadhu turned into a gentleman. When I happened to see him in Andhra, it was hard for me to recognize him. To make this abrupt change easier for him and for others, Baba asked him to observe silence till the end of April. No discussions, no problems. With his sense of humor, Baba had thus helped Baba Das to learn that inside of one's head is more important than the outside. It is not what the body dons, but what the heart yearns for that matters. Any pretense is a danger to spiritual life. Appearances cannot deceive the omniscient one. He sees through all disguises. Now let them eat, feed them. After his work at the Mela in Allahabad, Baba took another long journey of over 900 miles by rail to Madras, a port on the southern coast. The Mandli and Baba traveled by third class, and their carriage was often crowded with passengers getting in and out with a lot of hustle and bustle at different stations. To cheer up his disciples during this tiresome and cramped journey, Baba asked some of his Mandli to present on short notice a humorous skit, and this provided all with some comic relief. Previously, in April 1947, the people of Madras had come in large numbers to Meher Bhavan, footnote 94, in Saidapet for Baba's darshan. Again, Glimpses of the God-Man, Meher Baba, Volume 1, page 201, 219. However, the present visit was a secluded one. Even the Baba lovers residing in the area had no idea that their beloved master was going to stay in the city for 3 nights, really moving about in different localities. Baba's main object in this visit was to contact some musts. Musts are those who drink deeply of God's love until they become intoxicated with it. The pomp and show of the world does not entice them, as their hearts are set on the hidden treasure of treasures, God, the divine beloved. The must's love for God or the God man's love for the must is a matchless relationship. It is a love for the sake of love. In their self consuming love for the beloved, musts practically own nothing and need nothing. Once in Mehrabad in January 1942, Baba listened to and explained the lines of an Urdu ghazal that portrayed the life of a must. In these lines, translated here into English, the lover says to the beloved, "How delightful it would be to have you and your tavern, and therein to find myself with my distracted heart. Our only interest is the enjoyment of your sight, whether it be a church, the Kaaba, or a temple. When discerned carefully, everyone has been found to be aflame with love. Whether it be the lamp, the lover, or the moth, feeding in life, land only 2 cubits in measure, irrespective of its being in a city, a town, or the wilderness. Footnote 95. Glimpses of the God Man, Meher Baba, Volume 1, page 201 to 219. Has anybody read this book, The Glimpses of the God Man?
I think that's the book we are reading right now, correct? He's referring to the volume one of the same one.
Acha, okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's right. Glimpses of the
yeah.
God Man. Yeah.
The last two paragraphs that we read, in some ways, defines or gives some clarity about what is the must, uh, the sort of uh, say definition for a must, I think. So we get confused so many times. How do we think of a must, or what do they do? Uh, what is there in their mind and all that. So apart from being stuck in some level in the path, so what is a must is nicely portrayed here in paragraph before the poem.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's a good point.
Yeah, Mama,
Underline that.
yeah, that's a valid point, but they are God intoxicated souls. But one question always, comes to my mind that if you are on the road, how do you identify a must? It's very difficult, at least for me.
Must can be identified by a master, not by us.
Yes, correct, correct.
That's true. But if you go back to the Wayfarers, there are a few rules that Baba used to share. But again, it's not easy. It's not easy to, even with those rules, identify them. Yeah. So very
Jai
difficult.
Baba, if Baba asked you to find a must, what would you do?
Oh, then
Must
I would.
were capable, not us. I think. Anyway, not me.
I would ask him to give us the capability to
Ah,
admit.
very
I
good.
exactly. I think I would say something similar. I would say that he would ask us, and then he would guide us to them. And if
I
you
think that's
remember,
how it must be happening. In
yeah.
most of
So
the things, Baba would
yes,
kind of preempt or understand your mind. So he would facilitate them being found by the Mandali.
exactly. So we will
Yeah.
only be tools. So if you
Uh,
remember, even in Wayfarers,
uh,
of course, there were episodes where there were days when they used to struggle to find a single must. But then there were times when Baba used to say, "No, you haven't looked hard enough. Go back." Though
yeah.
he never left his place of stay, he knew who he was looking for, and the must hunters were only doing their job of being the feet on street and running for him, whereas he knew exactly whom he wanted. So, in the same way, if he asks us, I will just blindly do. I mean, go searching, and I'm sure the must will show up.
Yes, Jai
Of
Baba.
course, we may make mistakes, and we'll get wrapped on the knuckles or more. But that's part of the process as well when we are with Baba.
Okay, that'll be nice then. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah,
That's the learning curve, learning process. Yeah,
correct, correct.
Jay Baba. On his way to Madras for his own, for reasons of his own, Baba casually remarked to the Mandali that unless he completed certain inner work in that city, those accompanying him should not expect food or good sleep. I am going there for my special work, not for a picnic, he added. After getting down at a railway station, all settled themselves in a nearby lodge. Immediately after a wash and a change of clothes, without having any breakfast, Baba set out with his men to contact musts. Like Hyderabad, Madras seemed to be a gathering place for musts. In July 1945, Baba visited the city, and during his 2 day stay, he contacted as many as 19 musts. He started the present visit at 9 in the morning, moving about from one part of the city to another. Baidul, the Sardar of the mosque, led the way, for he knew the lanes and bylanes where the mosque roamed and stayed. At about 2 p.m., Baba arrived in a locality known as the Bench area.
Beach.
Oh, sorry, I'll read again. At 2 p.m., Baba arrived in a locality known as the Beach area. In one of the nice houses, Baba contacted Moti Baba, a high must who had not been in Madras in 1945. Baba spent some time alone with the must, and when he came out, he looked very radiant and pleased. Baba told his men to go inside the house and have a look at the must and then return. It just comes to my mind that this is the time when the World War II was coming to an end. August 1945, July 1945. I mean, these are all, I mean, that's a time when the great transformation was taking in the world.
True. But Baba's reference to 1945 here is the fact that this must was not available then. So
Yes.
we are now in 1952, and Baba finds him in the beach area.
Acha,
Just to
yes.
clarify. Yeah.
Yeah, correct, correct.
So you were reading this last line. Maybe you should read it again because I think one word was missed. Baba from here.
Yeah. Baba told his men to go inside the house, have a look at the mosque, and then return quickly. As all came out, Baba gestured, I have good news for you. At the end of this meeting, the mosque lovingly said to me, Now let them eat, feed them all, feed them well. Sorry. The Musk utterance was particularly welcomed as no one had had tea or snacks since very early morning. Such a corroboration during Baba's work with the Musk was not infrequent. Another remarkable contact during this stay was of a Muslim Musk who stayed with a Hindu family. The men of God know no distinction of religion. Baba's stay in Madras was only for meeting the Musk of high and low intoxication. So, on the morning of January 16th, Baba left the city with his small group for Vijayawada in Andhra. Perhaps the Baba inner work, the Musk of Allahabad and Madras, was a link that knitted together his external work of giving mass darshan in the northern and southern parts of India.
Jai Baba, Karthik, could you underline this the men of God know no distinction of religion?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, and it's very valid in today's world where there is a lot of strife on account of different
Religion.
religions. Remain natural in his love. The Godavari, one of India's main rivers, has its source near Nasik, from where it flows eastward and pours into the Bay of Bengal. Its estuary near the coastal areas of Andhra divides a large region into two districts known as the East and West Godavari. It was at this point from Tadepalli Gudam to Iluru that Baba's Darshan programs were arranged. This was his first public visit to Andhra. On the morning of January 16th, Baba left Madras and reached Vijayawada, a large railway junction. It was here that some Baba lovers from Hamirpur, Delhi, Ahmednagar, Amravati, Nagpur, and Saoner had previously been instructed by Baba to join him in his Andhra programs. Baba called all the lovers who had come from different parts of India into the large waiting room of the railway station. Because of the experience at Amravati, he told them to remain close to him during the public programs and to protect his person from the enthusiastic crowds that would try to reach him. During the, during the entire tour, each one had to carry out the duty assigned to him and to obey Baba implicitly. Baba also casually mentioned that no one should purposely begin a conversation with Baba Das, who had been ordered by Baba to observe silence. 50 people were expected to accompany Baba on this tour, but some others from Amirpur had come uninvited, for they could not resist the chance of being in Baba's Sehvas. A cry from their hearts led them to him, and now their eyes glowed in his love. Pointing to them, Baba gestured, "Why have you come?" Eyes sparkling with unrestrained tears. Some of them replied, "For your darshan, Baba." Baba continued, "Good, but now that you have had my darshan, go back to Hamirpur." After a little pause, after a little pause, they nervously pleaded, "Baba, if you will just let us come along with you, we will not be a burden to your host in Andhra." We are willing to bear all our traveling, lodging, and boarding expenses. Baba looked concerned over their request. He held an orange in his hand and began to jiggle it in the air. Then he threw it in the direction of this group. Vrinda Prasad, one of the Nigams, caught it and put it in his own pocket. This seemed to please Baba, and he lovingly complied with their entreaty. He even added that the Andhra Reception Committee would see to their transportation and boarding expenses. A wave of Baba bliss engulfed the heart of Hamirpur Walas. In the afternoon, by 2 o'clock, Baba and his people boarded the train. Baba's phase of moving around incognito was over and his identity was no longer concealed. So a big crowd remained around his carriage until the train whistled and left Vijayawada. At Iluru, over 1,000 people had assembled at the release platform with the expectation of having a glimpse of Baba's radiant face. This delayed the train for 1 hour. The carriage Baba was in a communicative mood and inquired for many things from those who had come from various parts of India. He teased and poked fun at some of them. In that atmosphere of divine affection, Baba conveyed to all to remain carefree and jovial during the Andhra visit. He gestured, I have lost my limited self, but not my sense of humor. He added that whatever they were to do, wherever they were to go, they should not fail to remember him wholeheartedly. One has to be natural, and such unaffectedness has to be rooted in the avatar's loving remembrance, a journey to one's original nature. As Francis Babazan has written, that is heaven which you do for your beloved and do well. What you do for yourself closes around you as a prison cell. Cross reference 96. In Dust I Sing, page 68. Darshan at Tadep Paligud.
Before we start this section, again, we can rotate the reading if there is any other person who's willing to read. Else, I will read for a bit.
Yeah,
I
fine.
can
Fair
read.
enough. Jay Baba.
Okay, I heard multiple voices, so it was Mamaji and Mamaji and then Ashish, maybe 15 minutes. Jai Baba.
Darshan at Sadepalli Gudem. The train journey of 5 hours was interesting owing to the sharing of humorous stories with the one who has the perfect sense of humor. Amidst this delightful atmosphere, Baba once remarked with a serious air that love without display is the antidote of anger. Serious air that love without display is the antidote of anger.
mean?
By
Love without a display. Meaning then how does it work?
Because you cannot hide it and it will do its job. So even if you are not openly displaying it, it does its job and reaches the destination to which the target, I mean, whom you're trying to convey that love to, and that anger will get dissipated. I think that's what I take away from it.
I see. Okay, Jai Baba, thank you.
Doesn't work in the home context. That's why I think you're doubtful now.
It looks like a weapon of mass destruction. ये तीर नहीं लगता है, हाँ?
हाँ, ऐसे कैसे होता है? हाँ, एंगर एंगर है तो एंगर है।
No, this may also mean that when you are disturbed in your mood or you are getting angry, so go to the beloved and start loving him without displaying it outside. So that may dissipate your anger also.
Yeah.
Okay, I will start reading. By 7:30 p.m., the train reached Tadepalli-Gudan. The railway platform was crowded with people holding garlands in their hands for their beloved master. Dhanapati, Dr. Tota Dhanapati Rao Naidu, was the chief host. He was to garland Baba first on behalf of the Andhra Reception Committee. In the hurry of attending to the last minute details, he handed over a beautiful garland to someone to hold for him. Just then the train arrived, and before that Dhanapati could reach Baba through the crowds. This person could not restrain himself from garlanding Baba, giving Dhanapati quite a start. Perhaps this was the crowning touch to the humorous stories Baba had heard in the railway carriage. Baba was taken in a grand procession with a band playing in the lead as an expression of the great enthusiasm with which his Andhra lovers greeted him. Baba was lodged in the traveler's bungalow while those with him resided in the board high school. The different tasks were efficiently managed by, will you take it up, please?
Yeah.
Managed by other Baba lovers. N. Dharma Rao drove Baba in his car during most of the programs in Andhra. Baba once gestured that the opportunity to try him in any vehicle ensured the person's safe spiritual journey through the plains to him. This is a nice name. Okay. The next day, Baba visited Dhanapati, who had done the most to introduce Baba's name to the people of Andhra. When he was young, he had had a dream in which Lord Karna told him that he would meet the Yuga Purush, the avatar of the age. Later, in the early 40s, he was drawn to Baba after reading C.B. Purdom's book, The Perfect Master. He became profoundly interested in Baba, but was not convinced that Meher Baba was the avatar until late 40s. Now his heart was in rapture, for he had the unique chance of welcoming the avatar of the age in his own house. According to the well-planned programs, Baba washed the feet of 7 poor people and gave each one 51 rupees as prasad. Baba also gave the following instructions to the 3 boys who received monetary help from him. 1. Repeat my name before going to sleep. 2. Don't speak lies. 3. Don't commit any immoral action. At the end, Dhanapati, his face exuding indescribable delight, introduced all the members of his family to Baba, who blessed them all. While returning to his residence, Baba preferred to walk the distance. After a walk of about 50 yards, he suddenly turned into a by-lane and sat at the entrance of a filthy hut for a few minutes. This hut belonged to a Yerukula, a member of the depressed class of pig keepers. Baba warmly smiled at those who stayed in the hut. However, before the rest of the Edukulas could gather around, Baba got up and left the hut as suddenly as he had come. The afternoon was devoted to Kabali program, especially arranged at the Travelers Bungalow for Baba's entertainment. Here, Baba families from the locality were allowed to be in their beloved company. It was a day of various activities. Every moment of the God man, whether it was a visit to a slum or an act of service to the poor or the sahwas with his lovers, was a silent act of dispensing his grace and compassion. On January 19th, there was a public darshan program under a huge awning which could easily accommodate 5,000 people. It was well decorated with flowers, trimmings of many trees, and large coconut leaves. Before Baba's arrival, hundreds of expectant faces were seen sitting facing the dais. The local police helped the organizers to maintain order. Baba had deputed Shatrugna Kumar as the commanding officer, and so for matters of protecting Baba's person, Kumar's instructions had to be followed. On his arrival, Baba bowed down to the masses. The gist of what was read out on his behalf by one of his people is as follows: God alone is real and worth striving for. Each one of you is God, but owing to ignorance, you do not experience it. I know and experience. I know and experience Him. Now I have bowed down to you as God, and so you need not bow down to me, for we are all one. On this visit, Baba did not want people to bow down to him or touch his feet. V. Bhaskara Raju recited a Telugu song in praise of Baba. Namo Meher Baba Avatar Namo Deva Deva Dev Deva.
Deva Deva. It's a famous song. I'm sure you might have heard of it as well. All of us, I'm sure, remember this. It's also sung by, what is her name? A famous South Indian singer. Yeah, it's set to music. I mean, it's sung by a very famous South Indian artist, who's I don't think is a Baba lover, but she has sung it. She's very popular.
Yes, Karthik, that's a very popular and a very bhajan.
Yeah.
This song was composed by his elder brother, that is, elder brother of Bhaskara Raju. The previous morning, Baba had heard it for the first time. He remarked that he liked it very much and that it had touched his heart. In later years, this composition became one of the most popular songs of Baba devotees in Andhra. Some welcome addresses in Baba's honor were then read out over the microphone. One of them stated, Meher Baba, thou hast been transmitting tremendous power from thy infinite, inexhaustible dynamo, silently awakening the love through inner contact. Such thoughts tuned in various addresses expressed the depth of faith the people had in Baba's authority and divine work. After this reading, the queue for darshan started moving. There were separate rows for men and women. At each place of darshan, Baba invariably started with the women, alternating them with the line of men. This darshan continued until midday. Later, it was resumed from 2:30 p.m. until evening. About 15,000 people received prasad at beloved Baba's hands. The festive spirit prevailed throughout the day. Waiting in the sun and pushing in the queue was endured with delight by the masses, for what they witnessed from a distance filled their hearts with love. By the time that Baba left the awning, there were large piles of banana and other fruit near his feet that had been given to him by the crowd as their love offerings. Baba gave, Baba received. A part of the message read during this tour is given below. In the world of quiet speculation, as well as in the world of searching political activity or individual striving, men are desperately trying to remedy the many ills to which humanity is heir. All our creeds and faiths, all our parties and isms are so many practical solutions offered towards this purpose. But though good in their intention and starting point, they often create confusion instead of clarity because they lose sight of the inescapable truth that all external organization is doomed to failure unless it is implemented by inner spiritual transformation of the individual. I am therefore not concerned with parties, creeds, or isms, but only with those fundamental values which must be wholeheartedly and universally accepted if humanity is to be truly saved. Reference 97. Theory, Free Life and Seven Other Messages, November 1953.
I think the singer, the famous singer that came to mind was S. Janaki. He has sung it. Yeah.
The Sevenfold Ways. Since the day Baba had arrived in Sadapalligudam, he had not been able to sleep well at night as he had a cold as well as a sore throat. In fact, throughout the fiery Darshan tour, Baba complained about body aches and sleeplessness. On January 20th, in the morning, Baba arranged to visit the houses of his lovers who lived in the town. He began this round of visits with Dhanapati's house. Yogi S. Bharati had specially come to Dhanapati's house for Baba's darshan.
Sudhanand Bharti. Sudhanand Bharti it is. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Shuddhananda Bharati. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's a person who has composed a song in for Baba. He's a Vedantist, but also a Carnatic musician. He has composed a song and set it to music on Meher Baba in Tamil.
Oh,
Shuddhananda Bharati.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 to the group
And
of
which, by the way, Mama Anna has set to music and tried singing it for my sake.
oh,
Yeah.
How does it go?
I'll probably share it. I'm very bad at singing, so. So it talks of Baba's silence and Baba's life. Yeah. In Tamil.
Sanjay ji, you could sing Namo Meher Baba towards the end.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'll try. Yeah.
Yeah, I also had the same that Sanjay should sing at the end to a melodious reading.
I continue. To the
Yes.
group of people who had assembled there, Baba conveyed, mostly through gestures, the following: to know and experience God as He is, Total honesty and purity of heart is essential. Hypocrisy and dishonesty keep God away. I I shall make the world know that God alone is real and all else is illusion. Ordinary I-ness, ego, finds, but with the experience of the I am God state, I does not bind. At the conclusion, Baba added, I am happy to meet all of you and I give my blessings to you all. Ordinary I-ness, ego binds, but with the experience of the I am God state, I does not bind. So it
Yeah,
converts itself to universal ego.
yeah, with no binding.
Fine.
Okay, we can also rotate the reading to give a few minutes to Ashish,
Yes.
and then
Yeah.
we'll wrap up subject to Sanjay ji's confirmation with a quick rendition.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jai Baba.
Thank you, Mamaji. Go ahead, Ashish.
Thank you. One of the Mandali letter wrote the following about Baba's house visit in Andhra. After the Mass Darshan program, Baba would visit the house of his lovers. The overflowing love and devotion of these families is something never to be forgotten by those who were present. On entering a home, Baba will be welcomed by the members of the family and by all their neighbors who had gathered there. Baba made no distinction as to caste or creed, high or low. We went to the high officials of the town and to the humble homes and hovels of cobblers and sweepers as lovingly and spontaneously as if he were one of them. 98 reference number, Mass Darshan 1953. On the afternoon of the 20th, Baba was visited by his lovers in the travelers' bungalow for a program of musical entertainment and bhajans. Bhaskara Raju sang the 101 names of God in praise of beloved Baba in a Qawwali style. Each name represented an attribute of the avatar. When Bhaskar Raju came to the name of the Nataraj, the primordial dancer, Baba stopped the singer and remarked, Yes, I am really that, in bracket Nataraj. When I danced, my first dance creation sprang forth and came into being. He also added that the first dance he danced had bound him eternally to creation, and that is why he had to come again and again. Someone else sang
So
some of
even in
Kabir's.
I mean, that's exactly the Vedantic way of looking at the significance of Nataraja, where his cosmic dance is to be is signifies the setup of the whole of the creation. So that's beautiful that Baba is mentioning it so directly here, right? So,
Yeah,
by the way, the dance of Shiva is also a matter of a lot of research, and the form of Nataraja in the symbolism from a scientific standpoint. So, I mean, if you remember, even in Stay with God, the dance of Shiva and the reference to Anand Kumaraswamy, who did research on this, is brought up by Francis. So just wanted to make that point. Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead, Ashish. Someone.
yeah. Someone else sang some of Kabir's song to the accompaniment of clarinet. Kabir's songs are replete with spiritual truths. After hearing a song with the refrain तेरे घूंघट के पता खोला तुझे तेरे घूंघट के पता खोला तुझे
Pat, pat.
राम
Pat
मिले
pat
तेरे
pat khola.
पट
तेरे
खोला तुझे
घूंघट के पट खोल.
हाँ, तेरे घूंघट के पट खोल तुझे राम मिलेगा. Open the folds of your veil and you shall find God. Baba was pleased to explain the mystical meaning of the words ghungat in brackets veil and pata. Pata means
But
folds.
yeah,
Pat pat means folds. He was in one of those rare moods when he wanted to give a lengthy discourse, and the listeners remained spellbound at the outset Baba conveyed. The ability to exercise a constant control over one's low desires is no mean achievement. The success in establishing a lasting sublimation of all desires is indeed a greater one, but the greatest is the burning away of all one's desires once and for all, which divine lover alone can do.
even love
Latter,
alone can do.
yeah, divine love alone can do. Reference number 19. The Awakener, volume number 1, number 4, page number 8, 1954. Volume 1, number 4. Okay. Latter, he explained the sevenfold well by saying that each fold has a deep dark color signifying a root desire. After commenting on the experiences of the different planes, Baba concluded the discourse with these words: where there is light, darkness is no more. Where there is knowledge, ignorance is absent. And as the folds, the well, and the valley of separation are all in the domain of ignorance, a perfect master, who is the son of all knowledge, can, in the twinkling of an eye, impart God realization to anyone he chooses. God alone is real, and we are permanent lodged in the divine beloved. We are all one. Reference 100.
It's the same book, page 30.
Yeah. Okay. Page number 30.
Can you please read that line once again?
Yeah,
Repeat.
actually, you can read
Yeah.
the whole message again.
Yeah. Where there is light, darkness is no more. Where there is knowledge, ignorance is absent. And as the folds, the well and the valley of separation are all in the domain of ignorance, a perfect master, who is the son of all knowledge, can, in the twinkling of an eye, impart God realization to anyone he chooses. God alone is real, and as we are permanently lodged in the divine beloved, we are all one.
I
At the
remember.
end, at, yeah,
Uh, I remember the diagram in I think beans where 7 steps down
Yeah,
and 7 steps up.
yeah, the valley of separation is what you're remembering. Yes,
okay.
I
At
think
the
it's
end,
towards the end.
page number 3.
Uh, no, no, one second. Yeah, there it
Okay.
is. I think it's the chapter on journeys. Yeah, valley of separation, and then God is the journey is from God to God. Okay, let me come back.
At the end of his profound discourse, Baba remarked while looking at those gathered in the hall, even if you do not understand what I explained, don't worry. There are some people abroad who are eager to receive this explanation with great love. And perhaps that's why this entire message was included in God Speaks, which was published 2 years later in the USA. Young man with 2 cans of gasoline.
One second. So this message is also in God Speaks. That's what is being confirmed in this paragraph. Yeah, go ahead.
On the morning of January 21st, Baba left Tadepalligudem for Eluru. During the journey, he gave darshan at Pentapadu and Pipara. At Pentapadu, hundreds of people came for Baba's darshan. Here, a very strong-looking young boy persisted in the touching Baba's feet, even though this was against his instructions. The Mandali tried to restrain the boy, but he would not listen. Baba even offered the boy prasad, but he would not take it. So Baba signaled to Pukar to take the boy away. Pukar grabbed him in his arms, and despite the boy's vehement struggle, he was able to finally calm his down, only to have the boy break out, crying loudly. Baba then gestured to Pukar to release the boy, who then fell at Baba's feet with great emotion. The beloved thus yielded to the wish of his lover. The boy got what he wanted, but failed to have what the avatar wanted him to receive, which would have been much more beneficial to him spiritually. On that night, Baba stayed in the Panchayat's office while his people were lodged in nearby building. In the early hours of the morning of January 22nd, Baba called some of his lovers from Hamirpur and admonished them for staying up late into the night singing bhajans. During darshan program, Baba expected his people to take good care of their health without the course pampering themselves. One of the instructions was to go to bed early. So although their singing of bhajans was good thing, it was being done at the wrong time. In a short address, read in honor of Baba on behalf of the people of Pipara, it was stated, in this age of in bracket impending atomic destruction, your message of love is the only remedy for universal peace. Baba smiled as the reader looked at him and conveyed, this is the simplest address I have received. I thank you and bless you. From
I
his
think we will
alphabet
stop
board.
here. I think we'll stop here. I will make a note of it. And if I'll stop sharing. Sanjay ji, over to you for a quick rendition. Thank you so much, Ashish ji.
Thank you, Chair Baba.
Just a minute.
Sure, take it out.
तार मेहर बाबा की जय। नमो मेहर बाबा अवतार, नमो देव देवा, अपार दिव्या कृपा सागरा, सकल चराचर जगदोद्धार, प्रभु नमो मेहर बाबा अवतार, नमो देव देवा, सुख भंजन सुख कारक देवा, करुणा कर तू अपरंपार, दीन बंधु तू पतित पावना, परमानंदन दीन आधार, परमानंदन दीन आधार, प्रभु नमो मेहर बाबा, अवतार नमो देव देवा। प्रेम रूप तू दयानिधि प्रभु, सकल जगत के तारनहार। अंधकार भ्रम दूर करो और करो हमें भव सागर पार। प्रभु नमो मेहर बाबा, अवतार नमो देव देवा। राम कृष्ण जथुष्ट मोहम्मद, युग युग तेरे रूप अपार। मधुसूदन के हिय से निकले, पल पल तेरी जय जयकार। प्रभु नमो मेहर बाबा, अवतार नमो देव देवा। अपार दिव्या कृपा सागरा, सकल चराचर जगदोद्धार। प्रभु नमो मेहर बाबा, अवतार नमो देव देव। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय।
Thank you very much. Very nice
Thank you
singing.
It
so
was
much. Very, very nice singing and
yes,
very beautiful song. I'm sure all of us have heard it at the RT
yes,
and many other places. Yes.
it's a
Yeah.
beautiful end, melodious end to this. And then we have sudden appearance of Sunil also.